Hey there. This one's been a long time coming. Just before I get into it, I wanted to give a couple of updates. I was going to do this earlier when the sun was out, but it's it's 10 o'clock at night right now, and I woke up unfortunately at like 7 or 8 or something when the sun was still out, and I was gonna do this then, but I ended up getting something to eat and whatever. So I have to go off the light of my room, which I know makes the quality substantially, less impressive. But so I woke up at an awkward schedule. I got to hang out with John and Colin yesterday over at John's house, played a substantial amount of Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries 2-player, which was the kind of fun you don't find a lot in the Resident Evil series, I guess I can say. Finally, we have split screen 2-player whatever things. So that's a lot of fun. We're doing that a lot. And I actually, my Saints Row 2 order finally came in. No, I'm not usually the type of person who plays those kind of games. When I say those kind of games, I mean games like Grand Theft Auto, and I think it's really its own kind of genre, but that's really what Saints Row 2 is. It's one of the Grand Theft Auto-y sandbox, do whatever you want in this city-esque world kind of game. I'm not really into those kind of things. Yes, I have Prototype and I was looking forward to it for a long time, then I got it, and then suddenly it wasn't as glamorous as I was wanting it to be. It wasn't bad, it's just, well, it has very little replay value. I could see Saints Row 2 having a lot of replay value, which is one thing I was really attracted to, character customization and all. But, yeah, so that came in, so I've been playing that pretty recently. And hopefully that'll keep me entertained until school starts in a couple weeks. Now, onto what I was wanting to talk about. This is just sort of some stuff that's been in my head for a while now, and I say a while, but it's only in the last week or so that I've actually been able to communicate it to people. When I say people, I mean like this one guy at work, Travis, and then my friend John, and that's about it. But that's a big step above just keeping it to myself. But I know I've been thinking about what I wanted to do for after college and stuff. I still haven't nailed down a career of what I wanted to do. A lot of the jobs that I was looking at that I can do or that I can get into with my sociology degree all demand some amount of experience in the related fields, which makes sense, I understand. Um, so I've been trying to find entry-level jobs to anything along the lines of sociology or human services and those kind of things. So I went on this crusade a couple nights ago. Yeah, about a couple nights ago, and I was looking at like Monster.com and see what jobs are available. And the other thing kind of going into this is I'm trying to find a job not near here, like not in New York State. And I found some places in Massachusetts that looked pretty good. So I filled out an online application, and in it I had mentioned that I'm looking for a job for after college, going into my third year now, and whatever. And it was only a couple days ago, so I'm not expecting anybody to get back to me anytime soon. But it's just to put it out there and just to give myself a better idea of what I should be looking for. Uh, Beforehand, I actually hadn't considered trying to find an entry-level job. I always kind of felt like, oh, well, I go to college, so I don't have to worry about that. Well, no, it makes sense that you'd want an entry-level job. So when you get into the bigger stuff that make better use of your degree, you have something to build from or go work from. So I was doing a lot of that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about in relation to that was not being around here. Um, After having some talks with this guy I work with, Travis, I'm pretty sure I can call him a friend at this point, but I was talking with him about because he was in the Marines and he did a lot of traveling and stuff. And we were talking about how just getting out and going places and stuff, and that kind of thing, the idea of traveling and just getting out of here, hadn't hit me as a reality until last summer. Oh. Uh, Last summer I took a trip for about a week. Yeah, about a week and 2 days or something, up to a friend of mine's up north, and that was like the first big trip type thing that I've done without my parents, like, ever. That was the big thing that I think I've kind of needed. I probably should have done something like that sooner. But I got on the train for the first time. That was really interesting. All the luggage, all that stuff was it was just me. And the sense and feeling of liberation from just being able to do all this on my own was profound. It was so indescribably amazing. And somewhere in the back of my mind, without words, just sort of the sensation was saying, "This is your ticket to the world." Not the train as much as just when I finally broke out of the home. It was just like, this is how we go out into the world, and that felt so good. And so with that, I've been taking a lot of consideration into some places I want to go. And I remember Travis was telling me how he wants to take his family and move someplace like the Keys or the Caribbean or something like that. And that sounds fantastic. And personally, I've been thinking about I want to go into Hawaii. And I remember I think of maybe even just like a month ago when I imagined going to someplace like Hawaii. It's like, you can't go to Hawaii. That's the place where other people go. You can't go there because you're not like that. And then it comes into play where my reality is thinking to myself, why not? What kind of person are you? Like, you're not disabled or anything like that. You did that. Last summer you made a trip, a rather lengthy one. Uh, who's to say you couldn't make a longer trip and then stay there? You know. So the reality of being able to just get up and go places is hitting me, and I'm really, really wanting to embrace that. So I've been thinking about Hawaii, and that's actually one of the other places I was looking for jobs and stuff. Um, there wasn't a whole lot that looked like anything I wanted to do. A lot of sales stuff whenever I looked up anything related to sociology. Um, a lot of stuff for sales and marketing and all this other stuff came up not in my line of interest at all. But I did see something available actually through the Navy, which was really interesting. Some sort of media thing, and that sounds something like because in the job description it was saying stuff about how they're looking for people with experience or interest in filming and photography and news coverage and stuff like that. I'm not so much into the news stuff as much as I'm handy with a camera, and I figured it'll give me lots of experience for what I'm going into, sociology. And if best case scenario, I'll use that as a basis for getting something else, like something bigger. Worst case scenario, I'm in the Navy. I mean, you can't go wrong, really, with that. Um, so, I put out an online application to that too. And I guess they were telling me that I should be expecting a call from somebody sometime, so that'll be interesting. Um, but yeah, just a lot of big plans and stuff kind of washing around in my head. And another thing I've been thinking about is continuing in my education after college, getting my master's and all that stuff. It's only another couple of years, and I figure once I get myself a good foothold into life after college and away from home, I'll probably just end up taking online courses or something. I hear they're cheaper, they're a lot easier, and when you get the degree, it doesn't say, you got this online. You just got it. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. So yeah, just a lot of future plans and stuff going on in my head, and it feels really alien to me. So I've been feeling really strange lately, just because my head's been in a lot of different places that I'm not used to it being. Um, yeah, I want to get out of here. When I say here, I mean central New York, really. Yeah, it's great because we don't get tornadoes and hurricanes and volcanoes and infernos, whatever. But I think it's because nothing terribly extreme happens that it's the one place you're probably going to die the dullest, and I don't want to die here. It's pretty much what it's coming down to. So I'm gonna have to cut this kind of short. I kind of want to do a little bit more, but I think I've said what I wanted to say. So looking for places like Hawaii or whatever. It sounds kind of extreme, but I'm going for it. So.